yesterday we played the clip of Joy Taylor. Nobody in the NFL, they don't know what they're doing at the quarterback position. No one does. It's terrible. No one knows anything about the quarterback position. And she ranted and raved, and Keyshawn Johnson, looking at them big cans and that peanut butter skin, didn't object, didn't course correct, didn't do anything. He did what men do. They think with their smaller head. And I don't halfway blame him. This is why I tried to keep women off my show, because they do distract and they will make you compromise. But Cowherd basically totally repudiated Joy Taylor's take. He took a clear shot at her, in my view. Let's play this clip.
It's the worst take and narrative happening in sports now. The NFL just doesn't know what they're doing with quarterbacks. Timeout. Let me tell you first-round quarterbacks currently in the NFL. Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, Allen, Herbert, Stafford, Jaden Daniels, Aaron Rodgers, C.J. Stroud, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Kyler Murray. Oh, by the way, Baker and Sam Darnold. Not to mention, Drake May looks really good. Bo Nix looks really good. Caleb Williams is really talented. That doesn't even count the Pro Bowler Tua, who I'm not a huge fan of. Bradshaw, Aikman, Peyton, Marino. They've all been first-round picks. It's not easy to do this, but stop making Shador and Deion Sanders the victim here. They're not. It's all really explainable. Shador didn't hire an agent. Big mistake. He just listened to his dad. Bigger mistake.
Ooh. Man, that's some old school Cowherd there. Don't you think that's a direct shot at big cans and peanut butter skin?
Mm-hmm. I think the kids would call that a sneak diss track. I mean, who else could I be talking about? and the lesson that everyone should learn, because the point went over my head for years. The reality is, as a quarterback, if you're not drafted in the first round, chances are you're probably going to slip all the way to at least rounds 3, 4, and 5. Because this point is not debated by anyone in football. When you're looking at picks from the second round to rounds 3 and 4, where you get the meat and potatoes of your team, nobody is looking to draft a backup. Now, starting quarterbacks, a guy like Cam Ward, I think it's already set in stone. No matter what, short of an injury, he's going to be the starter for all 17 weeks if he's upright. Jackson Dart's a little bit different. I think he's more of a project. But again, in the age of the salary cap, the way NFL teams are run, nobody is drafting anyone from about pick 30 to about, 75 for the most part, to draft a backup. That is the reality.
Hey, TJ, before you chime in on this, do we have the clip from yesterday of Joy Taylor? I just want to give the audience that maybe didn't see yesterday's show. Oh, we don't? Anyway, I want to give anyway, TJ, go ahead. We'll play the clip after you.
What he would tell you is he was going after Mel Kiper, who did the same thing first. The NFL hasn't been able to evaluate a quarterback for 50 years.
That's a good point.
And then he might tell you that, hey, he would say this perhaps privately if he has any sense, hey, Joy Taylor's been on my show. I don't take a lot of what she says that seriously. Mel Kiper, on the other hand, when he's losing his mind over Shador Sanders over and over for 3 straight days, that I do take seriously.
TJ, I think you've made an excellent point. I'd totally forgotten that Mel Kiper, in one of his meltdowns, did just say the NFL's an idiot. They don't know what they're doing at quarterback position. And only, he didn't say only Mel Kiper, but yeah.
I also don't think Joy Taylor has too many original thoughts. I think she saw him say that and came out and said it herself.
And she might as well be Melanie Kiper. Let's play Melanie Kiper, and we'll just play a little 30 seconds of this. Play the clip.
With all due respect, I don't care about quarterback evaluators. You don't know what you're talking about.
They literally don't know.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
They literally do not know.
You're guessing, and sometimes you're right, and most of the time you're super wrong.
Super wrong.
They do not know how to evaluate the quarterback position. I say that with an immense amount of respect.
But you're not wrong.
But you don't know what you're talking about. There is an insurmountable amount of evidence that you are completely clueless when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks. There are so many factors that go into whether a quarterback is successful or not. And talent is really the last
thing. The thing that's hilarious there, let's stop, is Keyshawn.
Yeah.
He might as well have just been shot. Boobies. Look at them tatas.
Get him, girl.
Super don't know what they're doing. I mean, the lust is so... Keyshawn, Don't let these women make a fool out of you, bro. Joy, you don't need to do all that to hook up with Joy. She's taping podcasts saying I need to have sex every day. She's on her Charlie Dixon, her Earl Watson, you ain't got to do all that for Joy Taylor, and I'm not trying to take a pot shot at you, Keyshawn. I'm telling you, I'm capable of being just as big an idiot, but at some point you got to grow up and realize them big cans ain't what you think they are. They're mostly filled with spoiled milk.
Yeah. I think he was.
Go ahead.
The subtext there was just throw me those damn cans. Here's another thing. Don't teams just have player personnel and scouts and GMs? I've never actually looked at a media guide and they say, oh, that's that team's quarterback evaluator. As if somehow that's a separate department. Players are just graded. But if you actually look, and I know there's anomalies like Tom Brady, pick 199, right? Joe Montana, third round. I would venture to guess it's like high school recruiting. More and more now, most of your really good players that get drafted early, they're basically 5-star players and 4-star, okay? And I would venture to guess that in the National Football League, I'd say for the last 25, 30 years, for the most part, your frontline National Football League starting quarterbacks are probably first-round draft choices.
Well, what you're talking about, football is a genetics sport. And the guys, Jeff George was in 3rd or 4th grade, and we were like, hey, man, this guy's going to be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. And this is in 3rd and 4th grade. You could see it. And you could look at his brothers. He had a brother that was a quarterback of our high school team that was a very good player, and you could just see, like, look how much better he is than Dave. And you could just see it's a genetics deal. That's how they knew LeBron James in basketball. It's like they look at LeBron James at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and you can just see it. And so all this deal, like it's impossible to evaluate these guys. No, it's not. But I'm serious. I'm saying this on a serious note. The clip we played, and you know what? I want to play it again with Joy Taylor and Keyshawn. And I'm not trying to pick on Keyshawn. I'm trying to elevate Keyshawn. I'm trying to elevate men. I'm telling you, I'm not. Because I can be this kind of an idiot. I can be, but you got to quit thinking with your small head. Listen to Keyshawn, a number 1 overall draft pick, a really, really good NFL player. He's sitting on national TV simping for someone who's made it crystal clear, like anybody can tap this for the right opportunity, and he's on national TV simping for. Play the clip again.
With all due respect, I don't care about quarterback evaluators. You don't know what you're talking about.
They literally don't know.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
They literally do not know.
You're guessing, and sometimes you're right, and most of the time you're super wrong.
Super wrong.
They do not know how to evaluate the quarterback position. I say that with an immense amount of respect.
But you're not wrong.
But you don't know what you're talking about. There is an insurmountable amount of evidence that you are completely clueless when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks. There are so many factors that go into whether a quarterback
All right, cut. Listen. Keyshawn, you really don't know how to evaluate 304s. You really don't. You're super wrong about this. It's not.
Super wrong.
It ain't that hard. And
it's not. That's how, am I doing it right? Yeah.
I'm not trying to look. I like Charlie Dixon. Everyone, I've been honest about that. He treated me well as an executive. I don't know what he had up with. I do know what he had up with Joy Taylor, or what his plans were. Maybe I got submarined by him because he made promises to Joy Taylor. But I like Charlie Dixon. Keyshawn, call Charlie Dixon. He can tell you, you ain't got to be on TV making a fool of yourself to get in Joy Taylor's panties. You just don't have to. So cut it out. You're making men look bad, and you're convincing women that we're all idiots and that we have no self-control and no discipline. You're a number 1 draft pick, great NFL player. You don't have to sit on TV and act like some woman with big cans and peanut butter skin knows what she's talking about when it comes to football or basketball. Just keeping it real. TJ, you got a final thought?
The whole thing's absurd. Colin did a pretty good job going through it all. The fact that Keyshawn, again, a guy who played and understands how difficult playing quarterback is, and that you could be a Heisman Trophy winner and then go to the NFL and suck, to sit there and agree like that, there is no other explanation than what you're talking about. You can't just sit there, parrot everything somebody says who has never played football, who doesn't know anything about football. We have seen that. We now know why she has her job. We figured that out over the last year. And you're parroting everything she says right after she says it in hopes of what? What are we to assume, Keyshawn? Because you should know better.
And there's better out there, Keyshawn. I'm sure you've had better. I think Keyshawn's married. Cut it out. If you are married, your wife's looking at that like, what are you doing? Anyway, like what you saw? Hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the full episode by clicking the link below.